Hello Joneses, here we are at 54140 Burdette Street. I'm looking across the street now to the southwest at your neighbors. It's a pretty decent home over there with stone on the outside of it and everything else, but they got kind of a junkyard going on in their backyard there. Then there's that lovely commercial-esque building with all the windows broken out. Some more grass, decent little house over there. There's Dave Justice's van, and here is our lovely gym. This thing is not much to look at, but we're going to walk through it here today and show you what you got. You do have a nice piece of dirt here though. Big lot. You can see it goes way back into the corner back there with those tall trees, and then it continues to wrap way around over there. So it's a very large parcel. Definitely big enough to at some point have two homes on it, so it could be two lots in the future. That's definitely a value stabilizer. Next door here to the south is some kind of a residential nursing facility owned by Notre Dame. I believe it's called Morningside, and I think it's an Alzheimer care place that Notre Dame owns and operates. So that's directly to the south of you. There's a parking lot there with a number of cars in it, but I don't think it's a substantial long-term defect. The property here is in very rough condition. You have old wood siding. This would need to have a little bit of replacement where you wouldn't actually replace the wood, you just put some OSB on there and then vinyl over it. And you can see some damage here in the soffits. This soffit needs to be repaired, and then we would re-roof the whole house and re-side it, put in vinyl windows, and add some gutters. So you're either tearing this sucker down or putting some decent money into it, probably in the 30 to 40 grand range. Dave's working up numbers for you right now. But you can see there's almost a whole nother lot here next door to this property. This is all on one property here. Same thing again over here on this side. A lot of extra land, so that's nice. The garage has some two old cars and some tires in here. I'm sure we'd probably buy it as is and dispose of that. There's be some scrap value here, which would at least pay for the cost of removal. Needs a new garage door as well. Here's the house itself. You'd rip this lean-to thing off here, and again, re-roof the house. All new vinyl windows, vinyl siding needed. This deck is actually in decent shape, but there's a number of features inside the home that would require significant capital to take care of. Currently there's no gutters on the home, so we put gutters in, vinyl siding, and we would actually eliminate that chimney up there. The furnace in the home is no good, and there is no water heater, so you put a high efficiency furnace in with central air and an electric water heater, which would eliminate the need for that chimney. So when you re-roof the home, you would literally tear that down, cap over it with wood and shingle over it as if it wasn't there. So that's what we would do there. Here we're opening the front door and we're stepping into the kitchen, which there is no kitchen. It's torn down to the studs here. So the whole house needs to be rewired. It's knob and tube wiring and a fuse box. So we're guessing that's going to be about $3,500. They do have a nice kitchen cabinet layout here, and I would recommend doing a layout very similar to this. It's pretty nice. So something like that would be our kitchen layout. Here's a bird's eye view. So that'd be pretty nice. That would fit in right here. And it's 8 windows in the home. We'd use vinyl replacements. This is a little bit of a quirky feature. This is the only bathroom in the home. Also not currently here right now. Just down to the studs. But they got a tub shower unit there we could use. And they do have a toilet flange in the floor over there. So we could go ahead and finish out this bathroom, finish the kitchen. Then stepping out here to the rest of the home. There's stairs to the basement. It's kind of a block Michigan-style basement under 80% of the home with 2 small crawl spaces on either end. This is the dining room. They have pretty nice hardwood floors throughout the home, but this has some kind of a vinyl sticky tile overlaid over the hardwood, so we need to pull that up and see if we could refinish the hardwood beneath it. There is some light drywall repair and plaster repair throughout the home here, but it does have good bones. This home actually reminds me of that 415 St. Vincent home that we looked at. This part of the house is in better condition. The fact that there is no kitchen and bath is in worse condition, but nice trim in here. These wood floors would clean up nicely. There's 2 bedrooms. Not overly large. I'd say this one is probably 12 by 10. But this would be really cute. Be a great rental. People love the old wood stain trim and doors, and this house would be really cute once you finished up. Easy to rent out. So this is the dining room. This would be your living room, which is quite small. But then they have another kind of bonus, almost like sunroom, back off the back over here, which adds additional living space. And it's kind of long and narrow, probably only about 9-10 feet wide, but it runs the length of the house, and it's got some nice light into it. So this would be a good additional living space here. Here's bedroom 2, which is currently full of a bunch of stuff. And then over here is a walk-up attic. So there's stairs here, and then it walks up to the attic here, which is too dark to show you. But there's plenty of storage space up there, but the ceiling's only about 4.5–5 feet tall in the peak, so you could not finish a third bedroom or second full bath up there. It does offer some nice storage there. And then there's the basement, and this is where a lot of our cost is going to get multiplied here. So again, it's kind of a block Michigan style basement. Here's the electrical. I don't know if you can see this, kind of dark down here. But it's, I'm trying to get some light on this thing. It's a fuse box with pretty old knob and tube type stuff, so we're going to need to pull at least some new wire. I see some modern Romex here too, but it's definitely going to need about $3,000 in electrical rework. And plumbing wise, I don't know if you can see here, but they were getting ready to put a PEX plumbing system in. That's a PEX fitting on the end of a copper pipe going to a spigot outside. But essentially right now there's no plumbing inside the home. So we've got a couple grand in plumbing to run PEX throughout the home. There's this old furnace, this old Chrysler unit. That needs to be ripped out. The chimney stack is no good. It's had a lot of moisture in there over the years, and it's cracking and breaking, and it's got mold around it upstairs a little bit that we'd have to take care of. That's why we want to eliminate that stack and go to a high efficiency furnace and electric water heater. This is where the water heater used to be. There's the vent pipe sticking out there, and it's just gone. And here's the gas line fitting that used to hook up to the water heater, but there's just no water heater here. Similarly, this is on well and septic. Here's the well bladder tank, and there's where the well pump used to sit. This would have been a 2-inch well with a 1 or 1.5 horse pump, and that pump has been taken. This bladder tank, it looks ridiculous. So the bottom line is you need a new 4-inch well here, most likely, to get things going. Your septic is probably okay. It's probably an older dry well type system. Here again is the crawl space on the one side of the basement underneath the kitchen and bath. There's a crawl space. And then over there's, I think, a small crawl space under that sun porch as well. So there you have it. Structurally, it's intact. Needs a lot of cosmetic work. The bottom line is, do you just tear it down and hold it, or do you invest 30 grand plus the purchase price on a 15-year rental scenario and tear down in the future? I'm still inclined to rehab and hold for 15 years because I think it'll pay for the entire rehab acquisition price and all the taxes during that 10 to 15 years. And I think the value and ability to either rezone for multifamily or split it into 2 lots for buildable lots will have increased within 10 to 15 years. So I definitely would move to acquire it, and my recommendation would be to rehab and rent for 15 years, but knowing that you're going to tear it down, not make any major structural improvements or things of that nature. Just get it totally dialed in for a 15-year hold and tear down. So that's the scoop for now, and I'm going to take one more final walk around the perimeter of the home here and then send you this video and some of the numbers that we worked out. We met a couple contractors here, and some of the house's size and layout is similar to Hartman, so we know some pricing from that that's helped us out here. So, okay. So here's the outside again. Here's the east side of the home. Has a good high layout. Shouldn't really have water problems in the basement once the gutter problems are fixed. Yeah, there's a used to be a window there in the back there where that bathroom's going to be. So you got an old 60 amp meter base there. We need to take that out and get a 200 amp meter base. And this is either the cap for your old 2-inch well, or they could even have a buried oil storage tank here. I'm not sure. Gas meter's been pulled. That was right there. And we're all set with Dish TV there. Looks like it's move-in ready. Just call Dish Network and we get you moved in there by the weekend. So there you have it, guys. Great piece of dirt. Potential is future. And we'll get you some numbers. Talk to you soon.